we're back with Erin Carr, one of the co-writers of Indonesia: The Life Within, who spent a year in Indonesia with Casey Meisner. What was it like?
Indonesia is a really great place. There were a lot of new experiences to encounter, and I learned a lot about the culture, and I had a lot of fun, so it's a great place.
So tell us about the history of Indonesia.
Well, Indonesia was originally colonized by the Dutch in the early 17th century, and then it was controlled by Japan up until the mid-1900s. However, after 4 years of negotiation with the UN, they finally reached independence in 1949, and then in 2006 they had their first democratic elections.
And where is Indonesia located?
Technically, it's located in Southwest Asia between the Indian and Atlantic Oceans. That's a lie, it's the Indian and Pacific Oceans.
And what is the climate like?
It's a very tropical climate with very hot and humid conditions.
And what are some other interesting facts you can tell us about Indonesia?
Well, the current population is 242,968,342. And the most popular religions are Muslim, Protestant, Roman Catholic, and Hindu. However, there are obviously, as with any country, smaller religions.
Right.
And the official language is Bahasa Indonesia.
Did you learn to speak that while you were there?
A little bit, bits and pieces. You pick stuff up here and there. But they also speak English and Dutch, so
Right.
I was all set.
And now you're going to watch the video of Indonesia while we prepare to interview Casey.
The sounds of invitation is rising, waiting for you to
Now
come.
we're back with Casey Meisner, who also co-wrote the book along with Erin, and she also spent a year in Indonesia as well, writing the book. So how was that trip?
Erin and I had a wonderful trip to Indonesia. It was really great to see a different view on lifestyles and how much it's different than how we live here in the United States.
Interesting. And what kind of things do Indonesians value?
Indonesians value things like culture and art. Religion is also a big part of their daily life.
And what kind of challenges did they face?
Indonesians, most of their challenges are poverty-based because they don't have a lot of money. They have very poor quality of education, and their schools are leaking and collapsing. And for people in small cities and towns, it's really hard for them to find good education for their children. Also, many people are getting really sick from disease and illnesses because they can't afford the good health care, so it's really hard for them to stay healthy in their environment. Also, they have to deal with things like government corruption, human right violation, and terrorism.
Alright, that's very interesting. So thank you, Casey, and also Erin, for joining us and talking about your new book, Indonesia: The Life Within. And now you will see a short segment on the average day of an Indonesian teenager.
The main food in Indonesia is rice. Rice is my favorite food. I don't think I could survive without it, but this morning I'm eating beans. Yum. Like me, many children love to play sports. They like to go to the mall, go to movies, watch MTV, go to concerts, and learn foreign languages. If it weren't for all this, I wouldn't be able to talk to you so clearly and speak English like this. We love to motorbike around the town. We like to watch DVDs because most movie theaters have gone bankrupt. We like to chat on internet cafes, and we like to spend time at home helping our parents do what they do best, work. I'm a rice lover myself. I don't think I could survive without it. Rice is Indonesia's main staple food, except in Maluku and Irian Jaya, where the sago palm flour, sweet potatoes, and cassava reign supreme. Meat, fish, and vegetables are condiments designed to flavor the staple. Indonesian food is hot, with fiery sambal rice is one of Indonesians' main foods and is used in many other traditional dishes. I love rice, and I hope you do too.
Now it's time for me to go fetch some rice for the family at the local market and get some water too. Now I'm off to fetch some water. All set. Now it's time to follow me on my journey to school. I walk about a mile to school every day, but I'm used to it now. It's my 8th year of school. Now come follow me to my first classroom. This is my classroom. Here's a few notes about school in Indonesia. You must attend it for 9 years. This is my 8th year, so technically I only have 1 year left. Our parents pay a small fee, and at age 7, primary school begins. That lasts for 6 years, and then comes junior secondary, which lasts for 3 years. Next comes senior secondary, which is an additional 3 years. Some schools, there's a shortage in teachers and textbooks. Approximately 8% of the students go to college, and there are over 50 colleges and universities. 3 important colleges are the Bogor Agricultural University, Bandung Institute of Technology, and the University of Indonesia at Jakarta. And in the United States, there's 99% people are literate, but in Indonesia, 90.4 are literate. That's all. Now it's time for class. Now it's time for daily studies. See you after class. Thanks for following me around for the day. After a long day, it's time for me to go to bed. Hopefully I'll see you again sometime.